I came from a small town, East Texas. I didn't come from a whole lot. And for me, it's just kind of telling my story, speaking to people that, need that at that time. They're going through the same stuff that I am. I feel like for me, it's getting kind of that message out to them to let them know that they're not alone. I still don't believe that any of this shit's true, to be honest with you. It's kind of wild to me. I'm very blessed. I'm very grateful for everything that's going on. Like, oh, hey, you're gonna be doing an interview with Billboard today. I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up. Like, no way that's real. It used to be about playing these bars, having a good time, making rent, making gas money to the next show, and now it's completely different. It's came really fast, so it's wild to see where it's came and where we're at. With High Road, it was one of those songs that going back on a past relationship, and I remember very specific parts of that relationship that stuck out to me, and that was what we kind of related to the song with. It came pretty damn easy, and how it's done what it's did and kind of beyond me. It's wild. I don't think I've really sat back and kind of looked at it all the way that everything's going. Like I said before we started, I could be pouring concrete. We actually lived down the street, not too far from here, until I was, 4 or 5 months old, and then moved in here. It's just been in the family forever. Damn near all of us have lived on this land for since the 30s or 40s. This piece of land means so much to me and so much to my family, and I never wanted anybody else to have it. I wanted to be a Wetzel in the Wetzel name forever, and so I went in and bought it. It's cool to have in the family and know that it's always going to be a piece of Wetzel, something, piece of our family. My mom, she played music. I had this old hummingbird guitar that my dad had, and it had 2 or 3 strings on it. I remember being in my Spider-Man underwear and feeling like I was playing to, a million people, and having that memory is still instilled into my brain. And everything's kind of came full circle, and it's, I know it's like a dream come true. I've always loved performing and working a crowd and being on stage. I love making people smile, so it's from a very early age. I grew up singing. Every event that the church had, I was singing at. I'd sing in the choir. And then I got into high school. I was in the youth band, kind of playing all the instruments and just kind of bouncing around. And I wasn't good at any of them, but we made it work. We weren't gonna sell out any venues anytime soon, but it was fun. Music's always kind of been not on the back burner, but just kind of something that I enjoy to do. I did it as a hobby and to make some beer money and some gas money. So didn't really start taking it really serious until I got into college. I came up in a very small town. It's 4,000 people, 3,500, 4,000 people. That's all I knew growing up. There's just certain things about small towns that you carry with for the rest of your life. The outlook that you have on life comes from, where you came from.
Yeah, it's kind of different than it's supposed to be, but that's damn near normal to me.
My dad was pretty strict on me, and I'm very appreciative of that. Every summer for 3 months, he had me out there tying steel and pouring concrete, and you'd think, being his son, he'd take a little lot on me, but I think I had it worse than everybody else. It kind of instilled a work ethic that I have in me now. Whenever we're having a bad day or something's going, not the way we plan on it, it's like, well, we could be pouring concrete.
Real jaguar, 2 kids, don't know what exit I'm in.
This is my bedroom here. That was my parents' room, my room, my sister's room. Yeah, growing up, this house was huge to me. And I love this house. There's so many memories, but coming back to it now, it's wild. We're about to get rid of the house. It is very possible that it's my last time. Well, I'm sure I'll come back in and like I said, grab some of the essentials and stuff. And there's good and bad memories in here. I left home whenever I was 18, never moved back. Having those memories, and whenever I go back home and everything's pretty much the same as how I remember it growing up, they're instilled into my brain. So writing songs like that about my hometown, or having that feel, are always pretty easy, pretty simple to write about. It's cool to have a spot that I can go and drink and party and don't have to worry about people putting me in jail for the night. So it's really cool to come and see my name on a bar. I never imagined having a bar or a restaurant, things like this. So to have it and it be in Fort Worth and in Texas, it's really cool. I usually come in and shake some hands and kiss some babies and it's shots and catching up with old friends and making a lot of new friends. Coming out of Texas, everything's been about songwriting, right? With Noise Complaint, one of the first records that blew up for us, it was because I was so raw and real and vulnerable. And, you know, we put out 2 EPs before that didn't get a whole lot of attention. And the one time that I was that person with the music on Noise Complaint, everything changed for us. So it's a big part of who I am and why I'm here today. I came from a small town, East Texas. I didn't come from a whole lot. And for me, it's just kind of telling my story, speaking to people that, you know, need that at that time. You know, they're going through the same stuff that I am. I feel like for me, it's getting kind of that message out to them to let them know that they're not alone. They got somebody that's going through the same stuff with them. Whenever I do meet and greets or we're at the shows and I see those people singing the songs back, or I'm meeting them, you know, telling me that what I told them saved their life. To have that, it's really special. And I didn't know that it was going to be that way, but now that it is, it's kind of opened up my mind and my eyes to things that just kind of like, wow, you know, this isn't about taking care of the fam anymore, you know, and setting everybody up and helping everybody out. It's more about helping these folks live life, you know, but they're also helping me as well. We're here at my lake house here in Pittsburgh, Texas, where I grew up. I bought it on July 4th last year. To have a home like this back where I grew up, especially on the lake, and so many memories with being on the lake and growing up in this area. I do a lot of riding here. I do all kinds of activities. I do a lot of fishing and stuff like that, but just a good place to come and relax and kind of get away from the world and everything. So it's became kind of a little safe haven for me a little bit. I just kind of go out there when the sun's going down and I kind of reflect on all of it. And so it's cool to see where I came from to where I am now. So I never imagined having a place like this, but you know, I bought it for the family. You know, like I said, we kind of grew up on a lake, but it was more of going to the state park and grilling hot dogs and stuff. And I got a huge family on both sides. I kind of bought it for us to make more memories, you know, with the family. There's 3 generations of Wetzel deer on there. So I've got a deer that my granddad killed, the biggest deer he's ever killed. I've got a mule deer that my daddy killed up in Colorado. Killed that fallow at one of my buddy's ranches in Alabama. Desert mule deer, Texas deer. Corsican ram, pheasant, black buck over here. Striped marlin I caught in Cabo. The crappies. There's a gator that I killed. I'm looking at things on a bigger scale now than 5 or 6 years ago, and we were touring Texas and, you know, bar hopping and just trying to make enough money to get to the next gig. You know, now it's everything's kind of changed a whole lot. I think the drive is always going to be there. You know, I'm a competitor. I don't like to settle. I never like to settle. I don't like getting comfortable. Whenever I feel like I'm getting comfortable, I've got to change shit up for a second. Stadiums would be phenomenal to do one day. And I've always had a goal. Never really knew what it was, you know, but I knew that I'd never be able to obtain it. Because I feel like once I obtain that, then I'm like, all right, now what's next, you know? And I've always said that to the guys, was like, I have an unreachable goal, you know? I feel like everybody should have an unreachable goal that they're never gonna be able to do, because that just keeps you going, keeps you hungry. I hate to use George Strait just because I feel like so many people do, but I feel like he's always done it his way, right? I look at that and go, yeah, he's however old he is right now, and he's still doing the same stuff he was doing back then. He hasn't changed a whole lot, and he doesn't have to, you know. So I have a whole lot of respect for that. And so if I could have half the career that George Strait had, then I'd be living in high cotton there. I'd be all right. You know, I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I always tell everybody, you know, we're 50% lucky and 50% blessed to be where we're at. And so I don't know. We're just gonna keep our head down and keep making music, and I don't know, we'll see what happens. I'm very honored to be on the cover of Billboard. I don't think it never really registered for me until recently. I think it's a huge milestone for me and a Texas artist as well, you know, coming from Texas country music. This is all insane. It's super crazy to even imagine that a small town kid from East Texas, you know, is gonna be on the cover of Billboard. It's, I don't know, it's really beyond me. I'll always play music just because I don't know anything different these days. Like, it's just, I'll forever make music. Yeah, I mean, I think there's that time that I'm probably gonna take the cape off or whatever and just kind of do my own thing, but music's always gonna be there for me especially. And it's not like, you know, professional football or professional sports where, you know, there's a time you gotta hang it up. For me, it's in the back of my mind. It's always gonna be there. I'm always gonna be able to create. That I'm not really worried about.